the day this morning. So let's put it up on the screen and perhaps incorporate it into the conversation that we're having right now. I mean, do you think today's planned march to the JSE by members of the Gauteng shutdown movement will assist in ending the economic exclusion of some sectors of society? I'm sure in a way, you know, this is all related to, it's related to the desperation of societies and wanting jobs and wanting to feel a part of the economy and not have to resort to all forms of underhanded measures to make money. And I mean, it's a vicious circle. It really is.
Absolutely. And I guess, you know, communities do become desperate, and you start to think that maybe, just maybe, if your socioeconomic and your psychosocial circumstances were to change, you'd be able to pull yourself up by the bootstraps as a community and get yourselves out of this situation whereby you are a drug-ridden community where people would resort to that as a means of making a living.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. That's our conversation. Let's get you tweeting this morning. And as you do that, let's take a look at the big stories to focus on today.
Right, members of the Gauteng shutdown movement, they're expected to march on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Our question of the day pertains to that as well.
All right, a man who was in possession of human body parts in his car appears in the Margate Magistrates Court. He's alleged to have been caught trying to sell these body parts.
Who does that?
I don't know, Sakina.
Okay.
I don't know.
Moving along. The trial of Nigerian pastor Timothy Omotoso and his two co-accused, Lusanda Solani and Zukiswa Sito, continues in the Port Elizabeth High Court today. The trio are facing 63 charges, including racketeering, contravention of the Sexual Offences Act, and human trafficking, as well as rape.
All right, and then the Home Affairs Committee continues with the parliamentary inquiry on the naturalisation of the Gupta family. The Auditor General briefs Parliament on the audit findings of the Department of Communications and its entities, including the SABC.
That promises to be interesting. And of course, let's see what's been trending on Twitter. These are the hot topics. So hashtag plane crash in Midrand. And shocking story, this happened in Vorna Valley in Midrand yesterday afternoon, later parts of the morning, early afternoon. And unfortunately, the pilot and the gardener at this particular home on the ground, two of them killed.
Unbelievable. Is that a freak accident, if ever? I mean, that's just a crazy story. Okay, so that's the plane crash Midrand. Then the other topics, of course, Nene, we know, is trending. He will be trending for quite some time, and the big decision facing our president and government is what do we do? Do you keep him on as the finance minister? Do you go with the calls that are out there from different political parties, economists, analysts, very divided, you know, whether Nene stays or goes, even though he is a compromise
I'm very curious as to why are people divided? Because the litmus test for me is quite easy in this instance.
Yeah.
Because would you extend the same sort of latitude that you now want to extend to Nene to those whom you don't like?
Yeah, there you go.
It's as simple as that.
There you go. Interesting. Well, let's see. Let's see what the president does. But I think stability is something that we are desperate for with a finance minister. We've had far too much movement on our finance minister.
We'll speak to Professor Tiniko Maluleke and also touch on those issues.
Looking forward to that.
And then hashtag Tutu lecture, that happened last night. President Cyril Ramaphosa also addressing that particular gathering there. And it was a good one. I watched it.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I didn't manage to watch it. Unfortunately, I missed that one. So
yeah.
I'll read up on that. And then, of course, SASSA, the Nehawu saying it'll indefinitely shut down offices at SASSA, and that should be starting on Wednesday. So they're not happy at all. Nehawu's secretary said the strike comes as a result of SASSA's refusal to resolve challenges brought about by the migration of the social grant payment system from cash paymaster services to the post office. So
absolutely,
we'll look into that one.
More developments. I think they threatened to do that on Wednesday, but we'll keep an eye on those developments as well. All right, let's get some commuter news now. Your traffic with Rob Byrne, finding out what's happening. Yesterday, we had that horrid accident on the N3 that claimed 4 lives. Let's find out if we've had a better start today. Good morning, Rob.
Yeah, thank you, SK. Good morning to you. Morning, South Africa. Yeah, much better start this morning. But of course, the top story is it's back to school, isn't it? It's the home run for the kids. Last term begins today, and the kids haven't been on the roads for a while, for just over a week. So just a note to the motoring public to be vigilant and to be mindful. School children back around schools and back around transport hubs from today. All right, what else is going on? Here's a look at the N3 between Pietermaritzburg and Cato Ridge. Can hardly see where you're going there. Very misty start to this Tuesday morning along that N3 corridor, all the way from Pietermaritzburg down through Ashburton, through the Umlas Road, Camperdown and Cato Ridge areas. So, if you get there and it's like that, headlights on, slow down and proceed with caution. Let's get you an update on Cape Town trains. A couple of extra delays. These are on top of the existing delays. Northern Line with some points problems out at Belleville, so an extra 20 to 30 minute delays. And again, that's an extra 20 to 30 minute delays on top of the 20 to 30 minute delays that you sit with anyway every day. And the Southern Line also reporting some additional delays there. That's only on the inbound side, but again, it's an extra 30-minute delays because of some defective signals in the Plumstead area. And just talking of Cape Town, there's roadworks on the off-peak part of the day. There's a lane closure just on the N1 inbound towards Plattercliff Road. It can cause you 10 to 15 minutes worth of traffic time coming in from Belleville down through Yipta towards that Plattercliff Road exit. From 9 o'clock, those roadworks go in. If you're coming from Powell, Brackenfell, Kraaifontein, coming in from Belleville after 9 o'clock, make sure you're factoring that extra time in, or you're just staying off the N1 and using alternative routes. Okay, that's a look at traffic and travel this morning. Let's get a weather update, see how that's shaping. Good morning, Sithley.